Cannabeard here. How the heck are you doing? I hope you're well. Today, we're going to talk about the adventures we had in moving our chickens and our rabbits. Moving with animals. Our rental home sold on us and we had to move. And it was very difficult to find a new place that would let us even keep chickens, let alone the logistics of actually moving chickens. So today we're going to take a look at the adventure that we had, and I'll give you a few tips and tricks in case you have to move your own chickens someday. So if you enjoy this video or if you learn anything, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing for more of this kind of action. Buckle up. If you're new here, welcome aboard. If not, buckle up for safety anyway, and let's get on with the show. So as I was saying, our last house was a rental. We were told when we first moved in that we were good to stay for at least 20 plus years. So we dug in pretty deep with a rabbit hutch and a chicken coop and a greenhouse and a garden and the whole works in the backyard. Little did we know, 6 years later, they were gonna sell the house on us. So now we gotta move, but the problem is we built the greenhouse last and we can't get any of the rabbit hutch or the chicken coop past the greenhouse to move it without disassembling it and destroying the greenhouse in the process. So my initial plan was to disassemble the chicken coop and try to reassemble it at the new property. Maybe house the chickens in the greenhouse for the afternoon, something like that. And honestly, that was going to be a huge pain in the butt. My neighbor came over to me and said, "Hey, I got an idea. Give me a day to think it over and I'll come back at you with a plan."
The following day.
And well, his plan was really good, actually. It worked out really well. And let's just get on with the show and I can show you what happened. Okay, and the plan was to move the coops and the hutch from my backyard down a slope embankment into the neighbor's yard and then use their driveway to back up a trailer and haul them off to the new property. And knowing how heavy these things are and unwieldy, I was really unsure how we were going to honestly move these things. But he said he had a plan and I had to trust him. So the next day we showed up bright and early, ready for work, and I started off my day by cleaning out the coop, getting all of the litter out of it. And temporarily we put the chickens into the greenhouse so that we could move the coop without them running around and getting in our way. As I was doing this, I noticed that there was a freshly built ramp behind the coop. Okay, one more cartoon to make things nice and clear. As you can see, we needed to put a ramp in here to get it down the slope, and then had to tilt the chicken coop and rabbit hutch onto their sides and roll them with logs to get them down the ramp down into the neighbor's yard. As you can see, my neighbor was packing heat. He brought his family and friends to help out along with this rather difficult maneuver. And I am extremely grateful for these extra hands due to the fact that myself, I have nerve damage in my arms. I'm not supposed to pick up heavy things. I got a bad hip and my wife is under 150 pounds. So yeah, thanks a lot, guys. It really couldn't have done it without you. And next up was the rabbits. We had to get them and put them into some cat carriers while we maneuvered their hutch down. And we did it in the exact same manner. Except when we started to move it, we realized how much heavier and cumbersome this is with its fully shingled roof. But once again, many hands make the project move smoother. There were a couple of times during this move where I was a little bit scared that the sheer weight of this was going to come crashing down on someone and somebody was going to get hurt. But there was, again, a lot of hands on board and everybody was really safe and it all moved very efficiently. And I was very shocked at the end of the day how easily this all moved once it got moving. So at about this point, this is about all we could do for the day. We couldn't get the trailer until the next morning. So basically I just had to put all the chickens and the rabbits back in their respective homes and wait until the next day. Okay, come morning time, the flatbed truck showed up on time and we started getting everything ready. The first thing I had to do was put the birds into a cage that we were going to bring them with. And we used a dog kennel kind of thing like this. And this seemed to work pretty good. And we again put the rabbits into small cat carriers because they're a lot smaller. And then we proceeded to try to load these really heavy things onto the back of this flatbed. Now, in order to move these heavy hutches a little bit easier, we bolted these like 2x4s onto the sides and used them as leverage to be able to pick them up. And it was heavy, but it wasn't too bad with, again, lots of hands helping. And up next was the heavier and slightly more awkward rabbit hutch. And again, kind of no problem, but I'll tell you, this giant trailer was full. We couldn't have found a better trailer size because it really was right end to end. And then we strapped everything down good and tight with some industrial tie downs, and we were ready to hit the road. And thankfully we didn't have to take it too far, only a few kilometers down the back roads.
Hello there.
And once we got it to the new property, unloading it was actually extremely simple. It was actually just an enormous relief to finally be done with this move.
Well, they're here. We got the chickens and the rabbit hutch here. Man, what an adventure. Oh my goodness.
Well, okay there, everybody. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And if you did, don't forget to give it a little thumbs up down there and subscribe if you want to see more action here soon. We're going to be building a extended run on the chicken coop and planting garlic and building more stuff for the rabbits and the chickens and gardening. Oh my. So if any of that interests you, subscribe, stay tuned, and I'll see you next time. Cheers, folks.